As we move toward a fully automated agent economy, massive networks of autonomous models are taking control of highly complex, interconnected digital operations. But the engine driving this automation, the large language model, has a severe structural vulnerability. It is stochastic. Every line of code it produces, every logic gate it opens, relies entirely on probabilistic guessing rather than factual certainty. In an isolated chatbot, a bad guess is an inconvenience. Inside a continuous web of autonomous agents, a single algorithmic hallucination creates a chain reaction that threatens total systemic collapse. The Atomadic Lattice strips out that unpredictability. It replaces linguistic guesswork with pure, verifiable mathematical geometry. The sheer volume of the agent economy requires software that functions as a sovereign, deterministic cybernetic organism, capable of precise self-reconstruction to survive operational entropy. We can map how this organism manages its logic by starting at its outermost boundary, Tier 7. This is the apex surface, the strict operational perimeter where human operators directly prompt the engine. As a command passes down through the layers, it hits the internal governance tiers, bound by the no embedded logic law. Higher layers are explicitly forbidden from concealing the operational mechanics of the lower layers. Pushing further down into tiers 3 through 1, the architecture breaks all complex reasoning into exactly 16,471 foundational assets. These are called atoms. Each atom maintains a strict 1-to-1 ratio between its internal DNA shard and the actual Python source code it emits into the runtime environment. The system categorizes these atoms ruthlessly. Exactly 5,647 are locked in as purely functional mathematics, while the remaining 10,821 are explicitly tagged to handle stateful, real-world effects. By forcing every operation through this visible, top-down hierarchy, the engine permanently eradicates duplicate code and ghost logic. It ensures the system can only physically execute what it mathematically defines. At the absolute bottom sits Tier 0. This level executes side-effect-free, pure mathematical evaluations, completely isolated from external inputs. This tier houses the sealed codex. Operating as a 3-strata offline oracle, the codex securely locks away the system's foundational mathematical invariants and proof witnesses. The engine draws upon these highly guarded invariants to anchor its entire logical framework to a literal spatial geometry known as the Leech Lattice. The Leech Lattice is a massive 24-dimensional coordinate map structuring exactly 196,560 dense intersecting points. Every tool, boundary condition, and operational function the engine possesses is assigned a precise physical location on this geometric terrain. Instead of parsing text files or reading source code, the system physically perceives its own logic. When a capability is missing, the engine sees that gap as literal white space within the grid. When an import defect or capability void occurs, the cognitive map detects it in real time as an expanding structural anomaly on the lattice. The system normalizes these defect signals into a Lagrangian computation. It measures the semantic drift, divergence between its ideal schema design and the actual state of the code. To contain the risk, a strict security protocol reroutes this entire diagnostic into a quarantined shadow twin environment. Direct edits to the live canonical surface are explicitly forbidden. Inside this shadow workspace, the engine ratchets surrounding geometry until divergence is neutralized, forcing the white space to converge on a mathematical attractor. This state is autopoietic closure. It occurs when the engine's internal cognitive map becomes mathematically indistinguishable from its physical executing terrain. Pulling back from the 24-dimensional foundation through the atomic components and the strict operational tiers, we reach the outer external boundary. This entire self-healing mathematical core is sealed inside a multi-layered hybrid post-quantum cryptography perimeter. By integrating ML-DSA-65 signing algorithms, the system protects its active deterministic handshakes against retrospective decryption attacks and future cryptanalytic advancements. The fragile probability maps of current generative models leave entire networks exposed to sudden hallucinations and systemic decay. The Lattice engine relies entirely on verifiable, post-quantum protected mathematical certainty. The future of the agent economy depends on software that maintains stability through coordinate-based logic and deterministic, lattice-based verification.